Tim Albright with AVNation, taking a preview of InfoComm 2021. Happens the 27th through the 29th of October. With me to talk about their booth and their present is Sandi Stambaugh from the brand new, I think, TD SYNNEX. Welcome, ma'am.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, TD SYNNEX. We're getting used to it, but kind of like the sound of it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk for a second. I mean, obviously, the folks that are in the integration side, we all know you from SYNNEX. You guys are a lot of our sources for a number of products. In addition to that, you've got engineering and you've got design help. Talk for a second about kind of why you go. Why does not just Sandi, and yes, why does Sandi go, but also why does TD SYNNEX go to InfoComm every year?
Yeah, so lots of different reasons, really. So first of all, obviously we want to have that connection, that personal connection with our customers, with our vendor partners, with the industry folks that we work with on a day-to-day basis. It's a great source for, understanding new technologies and kind of seeing new product launches and having an opportunity to demo that equipment. Our engineering team goes for training. So the CTS classes and, renewal credits that they need throughout the year, they spend a lot of time in training during InfoComm. And then, we just feel like it's a perfect place to go and connect and learn more about, this constantly evolving world that we're all in the technology space. And the networking is kind of fun too. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the fact that your engineers are going. What do your folks hope to see in Orlando? The one thing that we've not gotten a real good handle on, I would say, in the last 18 months, almost 2 years. The last in-person AV show that we had was ISE, Integrated Systems Europe, in 2020, of any size. Obviously, ISE had their regional shows over the summer, but for the commercial space, it's been a minute. So kind of what are your engineers hoping to find on the show floor and be able to touch and feel and kind of get their hands wrapped around?
Yeah, for sure. So, everyone has done such a great job of trying to stay connected and trying to deliver the trainings and, that type of thing over, this COVID timeframe. And actually, ISE, we didn't even make it to ISE because of, at that time, COVID had started heating up. So it's been a while since our folks have been able to kind of get their hands on gear and understand the ins and outs of, of the technology beyond a virtual environment. So, as an engineer, being able to spend more than 30 minutes or an hour on a lunch and learn, asking the technical questions, working with their kind of counterparts in the industry, to learn how to best integrate technology, the advancements that we've seen around the collaboration space, things like, cloud, hybrid cloud, on-prem solutions, the network security requirements that are certainly out there alongside that as well. That's really a lot of what they're doing is just trying to make sure that they are refreshed, that they're up to speed on all the new products that have come out over this period of time and new products being launched at InfoComm this year. And then also just having an opportunity to connect with other, folks that do the same thing they do, and talk through some of the challenges and what they're seeing within the design world right now, right? So that's really what they're hoping is to see that and then obviously get their renewal credits as well. So.
Talk for a second about the connections you've had with your clients. One of the things that SYNNEX previously and now TD SYNNEX has done really successfully in the past, and that is kind of develop those relationships, not just on the engineering side, but also helping the sales staff of your clients. How have those relationships evolved and kind of changed over the last year to 18 months during COVID when you couldn't go in person, right? Where everything was kind of virtual.
Yeah, we've done a lot of, a lot of different iterations of engagements. So we have 3 different advisory councils that kind of, dictate, they really advise us on, how to do what we do, for them. At the end of the day, we are not so blind to think that, that we have been in the shoes of an integrator and know all the ins and outs of what they need from a distributor or from a partner in this industry, and certainly not, going through a pandemic, right? And the challenges that they've faced constantly through this. And so we've had regular cadences with our advisory council. Beyond that, regular cadences with our customers. When we migrated to virtual, our salespeople were set up the same afternoon. And so they've been constantly engaged with those customers, and then at the same time trying to do things like helping to overcome this gap in training, right? So making sure, working with vendors to make sure we're delivering not just product training but solutions trainings. We launched a new enablement portal, that we house a lot of different types of trainings and webinars and things like that for them, so that they can keep their teams up to speed. We've also done a lot around, you mentioned in the front end, some of the pre-sale support that we do and some of the other, services that we offer. And a lot of our integrators really leveraged that, through the pandemic, as they, had challenges with staff and they had to scale up for a project quickly or scale back down as the project delayed and those types of things. And so being able to leverage the services that we had in place to support them really, kind of help them through a lot of that. So lots of engagements there as well. We've done, our annual executive update that we do as an executive, normally on-site event, where we bring in, industry experts as folks are planning their next year. We did that virtually last year. It still went very well. We had a lot of breakout sessions and that type of thing. And then we've done a lot of, really started doing more what we call kind of pocket engagement. So instead of these broad, events on a fancy platform, really leaning in and doing, person-to-person engagement with, account by account basis. We feel like they're getting more value out of that type of engagement versus those broader events. So lots of that type of activity as well.
Yeah, absolutely. TD SYNNEX is actually in booth 2611-2611. Sandy, if somebody is still going to InfoComm and they're making their plans now, how do they connect with you guys, whether they're a customer or they're just looking at you as a possible solution provider?
Yeah, for sure. So visualsolve@synnex.com, or to me personally at sandys@synnex.com, is how they would engage. And yeah, we're going to have a booth. It's really, we're scaling back the number of people that are attending. Obviously the safety of our people and our customers and our vendors and, our friends, is at the utmost importance, right? And so, we're planning to be there. We want to make sure that we have an opportunity to engage with those that are there, but certainly want to make sure that we're maintaining that kind of safe space as well within our booth. So it is more of a meeting space. You're not going to see, we're not holding our party that we normally have every year. We're not doing those types of engagements. We just feel like it might be a little bit risky, but at the same time, we want to, if our customers are going to be there, we want to be there to support them. So, yeah.
All right, very good. We appreciate it. Sandi Stambaugh, Vice President of TD SYNNEX. Thank you so much. For AVNation, go by our website, AVNation.tv, AVNation.tv, and follow along as we also head to InfoComm 2021, 27th through the 29th of October. And more at AVNation.tv, AVNation.tv.